Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, and thank you, Donovan, for being here, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. This is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because they're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to also say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you family, but you are participants, and sometimes we do share the link. All I ask is that if your profile looks like this, instead of this, especially if I've never seen you on here before, show me this, and then you can go back to that. If you are not comfortable, just know that no one, not even Donovan, can see you until I bring you up to the big screen. Also, for us in the comment section and on the platform, let's try to be as respectful as possible, because it's not that we disagree, it's how we disagree, because sometimes things get a little bit heated and people, get in their feelings a little bit, and that's okay, but let's try not to go too far. I also want to say a big giant thank you to my moderators. You guys are dope and dynamic and all that. Thank you for the great job that you do in holding down the comment section, as I or Donovan cannot always see what's going on. So you're much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we're going to be talking about Walmart is being boycotted due to bending to Republicans' plan to ban DEI. Of course, we'll get into all of that in just a few. Who do we have on here before I give it to Donovan? Larry, how you doing? I saw your comment. B4, what's going on? Yacobo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Your average logical thinker, how you doing? Bogani, what's going on? Michael Crawford, Magneta, how you doing? Roz, how are you? Volvo, what's up? Maureen, hope you're doing well. Clifford, how are you? Sister Shirley, hope you're having a great day. Easy E, what's going on with you? And Mars Dream Production, hope you are doing well this fine evening. Donovan, how are you?
Sorry about that. I am doing great. Benny's at my feet. That's why I was kind of pausing a little bit. But doing great. Welcome to the show. It's 3 p.m. And if it's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that means it's time for the Demetra K Show. Hey, we want you guys to know this. We know you guys could be doing a lot of better things on a Sunday, coming back from church, taking your medicine, eating your last piece of chicken, all that other great stuff like that. But you chose to come over and spend the time with us and educate us and give us your opinions on this great conversation we're about to have. So we really, really do appreciate that. Also, I wanted to say, give a quick shout out. I was watching Your Average Logical Thinker today as she was talking on her YouTube page. Really great stuff there. So if you guys do us a favor, go over there and give her a shout out, subscribe, and all that other great stuff. And don't forget Miss Sweet Talk as well. She's doing this dog almost knocked over my lighting. But anyway, Miss Sweet Talk also has a YouTube page. Go over there, subscribe, give her a like and a shout out and all that other great stuff. So anyway, you guys look at the banner at the bottom. If you guys want to contribute to the show, that's the way you guys can do that. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, cash, money order, however you guys want to do it. Also, do not forget to download, if you guys are interested, into the African Diaspora News channel, where there's also an emancipation channel within that aspect. So that channel talks about all kinds of topics and stuff like that. But you can get it on Google Play and the Apple Store, and you will get continued great videos from Demetra K, Brother Phil Scott, Vicky Dillard, and a whole bunch of new contributors that are Wangel. She's still contributing and stuff like that on the diaspora. If we continue to do that, then hopefully we can go and control our own page and do our own thing, talk the way we want to talk, because the revolution is not going to be televised, right? Exactly. So do us a favor, African Diaspora News Channel app, you can download it there. And then also, a lot of people don't know this. I know some of you guys that maybe aren't members and you're seeing what's posted on YouTube. The African Diaspora News Channel doesn't always post all the videos. Some of the videos are specific to the app or the YouTube channel itself. So go over there, check it out. You'll get different opinions. Demetra this morning dropped like 3 or 4 different videos that I never saw before. So I saw it today, and I was going to tell her, stop talking about Black men. We're perfect.
I don't know which video you was watching, but nevertheless, hello and welcome to everybody. Shanigo, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Brother Don, what's going on with you? CJ, how you doing? Long time no see. All right, so and the Rocky said, I see a couple of y'all say y'all still gonna shop at Walmart. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. So of course you guys know that Trump will be going to the White House. He'll be inaugurated on January 20th, and there's been this big push even before he secured the presidency. to be the 47th president of the United States. Again, he was the 45th. There's been a big push to get rid of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, some people also kind of know it as affirmative action. Of course, we heard a lot about that within the last couple of years when Asian students got together with that of Edward Blum. And they went to the Supreme Court and got the educational component of affirmative action dismantled because Asian students were saying, hey, it's not fair. We are not getting in. We have some of the highest test scores, and everybody else is getting in due to them being a color or whatever it is. And so that got dismantled. But as I said, you go somewhere, especially like in Florida with Governor Ron DeSantis, I think he kind of kicked it off first. Although there's been other red states, if you will, Republican states, but he started to ban certain books that dealt with race, gender, and things like that, and getting rid of a lot of other things in schools and things like that. So DEI basically gets rid of diversity, equity, inclusion in corporate, government, and educational facets, if you will, of America, certain ones, right? So anyway, there's been this push, as I said, for the corporations. Walmart is one of them, to get rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so with that, a lot of people are like, well, we're going to boycott Walmart. A lot of people who look like us, right? Now, of course, we also learned, if I'm not mistaken, that Walmart gave money to Trump. So there's a lot of people who are upset about it. So I'm going to show y'all a video of a young woman who was basically speaking to that of the boycott. Now, of course, there's a lot on TikTok and all over the internet where people are saying, hey, we are boycotting Walmart, and here's her reasons for doing it. And it kind of mirrors a lot of other people's reasons. So here we go.
Yesterday, Walmart's CEO announced the company is nixing all of its diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. So in other words, Walmart will no longer be intentional about ensuring historically marginalized, oppressed, and underrepresented communities are represented. Many years ago, I stopped spending the majority of my money at Walmart. And after yesterday's announcement, I am committed that they will not get one penny from me until they change their stance on DEI. Walmart thinks that they can set up shop in our communities, and they don't have to ensure that we are represented. Now, contrary to what people believe, the black dollar is very powerful. We are the biggest consumers in the United States. I hope that you join me in pulling your black dollar from Walmart because they don't deserve it.
Okay, so let me remove her. All right, so hopefully y'all got the gist, and that's kind of where a lot of people are saying. So I'm going to read to you exactly what's going on with Walmart. So it says, what changes is Walmart making? Walmart is making significant shifts, including ending its 5-year funding for a racial equity center established in 2020 after George Floyd's death. The company is also stepping back from participating in prominent LGBTQ plus workplace equity index. Additionally, Walmart announced plans to review products sold on its third-party market to ensure items with sexual or transgender themes are not marketed toward children. This move aims to avoid controversies like the backlash Target faced over its children tuck-friendly swim collection. So y'all look that up. That was a whole thing. It says one major change is Walmart's decision to not renew the $100 million Racial Equity Center initiative, which was originally created to address disparities in education, healthcare, finance, and criminal justice system for Black Americans. Now they go on to quote and say, we know we're not perfect, but every decision we make is guided by our commitment to foster belonging and create opportunities for our customers, employees, and suppliers. Okay, so that's what they're saying. It should also be said that they cannot discriminate against people regardless of what they are, because that's a federal law, right? So that's a little bit different as far as, well, we're not going to hire you because you're Black. They're just saying we're not going to do certain extra things because people are Black, or let's say women or LGBTQ and things like that. So there's a little history of Walmart. Walmart was pretty much founded in 1950 by that Sam Walton. It was called Walton's Five and Dime. And then in 1962, he went on to found Walmart. And of course, you guys know the rest is history. It is said they have over about 4,700 Walmarts in America and about 10,000 worldwide. This year alone, they are on pace to make about, I guess, almost $700 billion. The four heirs of Walmart, they are worth about $300 billion. So together they make the wealthiest people. Of course, we know Elon Musk and then Jeff Bezos is individually wealthy, but those heirs together, they make quite a bit of money. Now, should also be said that they are the largest private employer in the world, right? And also by revenue. They also, let's see here, hire more Black Americans, than any other store, like big box store, retailer, whatever it is, right? Should also be said that they founded a Sam's Club in 1983. A lot of people have a membership to Sam's Club. I am one of them. What else is going on? I think should also be said that Walmart is also the biggest beneficiary, one of them, right, of welfare. Now, what I mean by that is, although they have their heirs are the wealthiest, right, they being Walmart Corporation, collect about $7 billion from government subsidies. And that's because oftentimes their employees don't make enough to sustain themselves. So a lot of their employees are on food stamps, Medi-Cal, maybe cash aid, depending on what their situation is, right? So it says that Walmart serves about 37 million customers daily all over, right? And about 230 million weekly. So that's a lot of people. Of course, we know we just had Black Friday, and that's when this big push to boycott Walmart was supposed to take place. Now, it is said that in-store traffic on Black Friday was down, right? It didn't have the bang that people normally would see. However, online shopping went up 3.4%. Walmart and Amazon, I want to say that again, Walmart and Amazon saw the most traffic due to online shopping, which is what most people do, right? So, okay, let's go back to what she said. Now, she says that we as Black people should boycott Walmart. And one thing that she said too is that because they come into our neighborhoods, right? And they pretty much dilapidate mom and pop shops. That is a fact. Walmart do that. However, the thing that she left off is oftentimes before a Walmart comes into the community, that is talked about during planning meetings at the city. A lot of people don't show up to those planning meetings that they have. A lot of people like us, right? We are, as I say this all the time, we are reactive and not proactive. So what happens is when we hear Walmart is coming into the neighborhoods, it's kind of a divide, right? Because it is talked up as though Walmart is bringing in all these jobs. It's going to bring jobs into the community. But the bittersweet part of it is, yes, with Walmart planting their stakes into the ground in any community, a lot of times ours, right? Then you're going to get rid of the mom and pop shops that might have started in 1950, like that of Sam Walton, a lot of the staples in our community, because unfortunately, not just us, but a lot of consumers are not loyal to the soil. So yes, they're going to go over to Walmart because Walmart has everything you can think of. They have tires, they have grapes, they have clothes, they got home goods, they got everything you can think of. Your mom and pop shop might not have as much. So I want to ask that sister and all the other people who are saying, let's boycott Walmart. Listen, I'm not against it because I've spoken about Walmart a lot. But why aren't you at these city planning meetings when they're talking about putting Walmarts up in the community? The other thing is, we Black Americans in America own less than 10 Black-owned grocery stores. Less than 10. As far as I know, we own one of those HBCUs. I could be wrong, and I probably am, but from what I saw, we own one. We don't have any Black-owned high schools unless you're talking about the Nation of Islam. And maybe there's a couple of other ones, but the majority of it is we don't. We also know that in our community, we see, let's say, some people are saying $2 trillion, right? But yet we give 97% of that away. But yet let's also give this context. People are mad because Kamala lost. That's part of it, right? Trump is going into the White House. So my question is, for these people that are boycotting, would you have boycotted and felt the same and dug, they're not digging deep, but, a little deep into the history of Walmart if Kamala would have won? Would you have continued going to Walmart? Because Walmart is problematic for a lot of people, right? So are you just salty because Kamala didn't win? And yes, they are getting rid of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. But couldn't you include yourself? If you stop giving away 97% of your money, your being Black Americans, if you stop doing that, if you start fueling it into your own businesses, now it is said, and I look, so the numbers are kind of all over the place, but it says in 2021, we had about 170,000 Black-owned businesses. But then I looked again, it says, I think in 2023, 24, there's 3.5 million. So that's a big spread, right? Nevertheless, it's not a lot compared to all the other businesses. So while we are crying about Walmart, it's not just Walmart, it's John Deere, it's Lowe's, it's a whole bunch of them, other businesses that are separating themselves from DEI, basically saying that we are going to give Black people and other marginalized communities a leg up. And as it's always been said, Black people are great at boycotting. However, we boycott our own businesses and we do business with everybody else. Now, let's keep it a buck. We see a lot of Black people in Walmart. I go to Walmart every once in a while, okay? And I often see a lot of Black people in Walmart. So why is there a lot of Black people in Walmart and not a lot of Black people talking about giving Black dollars to Black businesses? That is what we need to be talking about. So I'll get to you guys' comments in a second. Donovan?
We got a lot of folks here. And like I said, welcome back, you guys. You guys are doing a great job. I'm going to be a little political, as I always am, because that's what I do. Do you guys realize the Democratic Party cannot win elections without DEI as a forefront? Everything is racism. Have you guys noticed that? Oh, you don't want to vote for Kamala because it's misogynistic. DEI, using that trope. That's a DEI trope. Oh, because she's a woman. Oh, you don't want to, she's a Black woman. Oh, this, oh, that. Democrats have ingrained in us this DEI format of victimhood. Okay, and I'm going to get back to that real quick. Economic boycotts, I'm all for, because if we do our history back in 1950, there was a very successful economic boycott known as the Montgomery Boycott of 1955, I believe it started. And Negroes down there intentionally stopped riding the buses because of the discrimination and being, put to the back of the bus, whatever. We all basically know the story, right? Because it was hurting a private bus company, the Supreme Court had to step in because they were losing so much money. That bus company was on the verge of collapse. Of course, they were being subsidized by the local government, but there wasn't enough subsidy to keep the company in existence. So the Supreme Court comes in. They say, okay, you guys can't discriminate anymore. Woohoo! Black people win a victory. When we pull our dollars, it means a lot. Just like when a third of us stop voting Democrat, it means a lot. They can't win. It's all about the money. So economic boycotts, I'm all for. But the point is, we're always going to have those Negroes. What you going to do that for? A good example, Demetra, remember that lady that at the nail shop, whatever, was getting beat up? These people were getting beat up and the brothers were out there trying to put a stop to it. And she was always, yeah, I ain't doing that for me. Yeah. There's always that person, right? So Montgomery bus boycott's a good thing. Why are we concerned? Why should we be concerned if DEI gets pulled by Walmart? Why should we be concerned? Does it really matter? It's a private company. I understand if it was a government entity, it's a private company. If they don't want to do DEI and they don't want to hire no Negroes, what law says they can't do that? They're going to hire by merit. Now, I'm in California, and it's been said in these warehouses here, because I live in the warehouse capital of the United States now, that when the Hispanics get in there, they do everything to push the Black folks out, and they bring their people on. How do they get away with that? How do they get away with it? Private company, they can hire who they want. So, and I'm getting to a point here. So just follow me real quick. Why do we have to force these people to take our dollars? Why? We're the only group that will sit here and act like children. Hey, you want to take my money? I want to go shopping there, mommy. Daddy, I want to go in there. I want to give them my hard-earned money. Why are we the only ones that do that? Why can't we just spend and make money among ourselves? If they don't want to do DEI, so what? Isn't that an incentive for us to go make our own, go do our own? That's what we should be concentrating on in regards to also to what Demetra says. But why is it that they get us so up? And again, do you guys see how this DEI works? Everybody gets emotional. Oh, they're discriminating. You know what? F your store. It's just like me being a recovering Democrat. I don't give a damn what the Democrats are doing now. I'm going to go my own way and do my own thing. That's what we should be worried about. But they want us to stay emotional. Ooh, they're discriminating against us. You know, we want to be put in positions because of our skin. We want to be put in positions because of our gender. We want to be put in positions because I'm a single mom or dad, and you know, I need the work. What happened to merit-based promotion? Do you really? Good example. Highly good example. Bronny James in the NBA right now. Should he be in the NBA because his father is LeBron James, or should he be in the NBA based on merit? It should be merit. And you guys damn well know when it comes to athletics, education, whatever it is, Black people, we smoke any of the competition when put to the test. We smoke them. But see, this DEI, it makes us forget who we are. There's a movie that came out in the 90s called Once We Were Warriors. And the premise of the movie was basically the lady that was being abused in the relationship, she forgot she came from a people of warriors. We need to get back to who we are. We didn't worry about DEI and Walmart before integration. And I'm sorry, if the way the trends are that we're now going back into separation, so be it. But if we go back into separation, who's going to suffer more? Us or them? Because remember, it's the black dollar that keeps all these corporations in operation.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Brother Reggie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And hello to everybody else that's come on here. Let's see here. Magneto says, I bought free weights from there, and they were cheaper than Target, DSG, and the Air Force Exchange. Yeah, Walmart, that's, pretty reasonable prices, right? Scrappy Hoops, how you doing? Says a lot of mom and pop businesses buy from Walmart, including Black people. You are absolutely right. And Marjorie, thank you so much. And let's see here. Fast Not Feeling says, when I can get it from a local Black businesses, I go directly to the source. Got you. So I saw you say something about China. Is that what you said? Let's see here. Let me skip down so I can catch up, y'all. No reparation, no vote. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Daryl, how you doing? Says here in Illinois, Walmart gas is $2.78 a gallon. Other stations were $3.40 a gallon. Walmart is jam packed. What boycott? Right. 70 DRC, how you doing? Says Montgomery, boycott lasted a whole year. Yep, in fact, a little over a year. So you're absolutely right. Hey, Al, how you doing? Says you Black people won't stop going to Walmart with your bonnets, PJs, and saggy pants, but I dare you to shop at Target. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. People are trying to say, go to Target. I go to Target. Target's price point is a little bit more than Walmart, but it's whatever, right? Let's see. Queen Adaya, how you doing? Says, I don't care about DEI. These alphabet acronyms tend to leave a negative connotation with the melanated community. Absolutely. Let's see. Yukoboy says they have their ways. You cooking? They talking to Donovan and Church Lady. How you doing? Says the Murphy's gas station. They aren't Walmart. Okay, so they talking to Daryl. Easy says if they want to hire you, then if they won't hire you, rather then don't spend any money with them. There you go. Let's see who else came on here. KP from KC. How you doing? Says they don't want to do nothing but complain. Hold on. Oh, I hate when it skips up. Give me 1 second. It just gave me a whole bunch of more comments. Comment, man. I see you. I'm gonna come back to you. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think I caught up. I think if I didn't, y'all forgive me. Chaos, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sammy C says DEI never benefited us as Black people. So if companies get rid of DEI, I'm cool with it because DEI only benefits people of color, not us. You're absolutely right. Momo, how you doing? Where you be? And he says, why is it that we don't have any Black jewelry stores? Oh, that's a good question. Can you count paparazzi? I'm just playing. That's not even Black owned. Let's see who else. Demetra, how you doing? Says it's so sad because some of our people, Stockholm Syndrome, love to be in those folks' face. Yes. Arniba, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Valerie, what's going on? She said, speak the truth. Don, common man, you made it. Let's see. Donna, see how you doing? Says, I wonder how these fashion YouTubers who advertise for them feel. They ain't gonna mess up their money, right? Kara, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Bogani, did I say hello to you? If I did not, hello. Says our community must return to self-sustaining. Yep, absolutely. GP, how you doing? Says just got here, but not staying long. I'm hitting the gym within the net. Why you always come on here and give us your itinerary? I'm just curious. But you know,
he wants you to know he's keeping it tight and right.
Sister Shirley, well, how you doing, GP? I hope that you're well. He says, no, there are no Walmart stores in New York City. Walmart has tried to open stores in the city for over a decade, but has faced opposition from residents, unions, and political leaders.
And all those bodegas, that you ain't going to open up a Walmart with all those bodegas running around in those culturally different boroughs. That ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Zuri, how you doing? He says, I just worried about the sabotage if we did get our own, Wall Street, Black Wall Street. Yeah, things are a little bit different now, though, right? Easy says, who, supersedes merit-based. I agree, merit-based is the way, but who, policy always wins. Okay, got you. Missions Vision, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. They skipped up again. Hold on a second. Lady Diana, thank you for becoming a new member. Love and appreciate you for that. Just want to make sure I did not skip. Okay, here I am. I'm catching up. Cringeworthy, how you doing? Says time to buy Walmart stocks. So you see, people are forward thinking here. Alex, how you doing? Says Target is not for us either, I'm sure. Yeah, well, that's why we need to get our own stores, right? Where's a Black-owned stores like that where we can get everything at once, right?
We could raise $1.5 million or $30 million overnight for Kamala Harris, and then $1.5 billion over a 100-day campaign, but we can't open our own stores. I just don't believe it.
Right. CJ says Target is clean. Folks get dressed and don't loiter, and I don't have to do their job and ringing up my stuff at Walmart. Yeah, well, I know Target does have self-checkout, but they also have other ones as well. Stormy weather, how you doing? Says boycott meaning nothing when all food will not be able to get in. Okay. Authentic humans matter. How you doing? Says preach. Let's see. Lance, how you doing? Long time. Let's see. Says Walmart is the only store that you must know what you are looking for and where to find it because the staff will not understand the damn word you're saying. Yeah, they're gonna point you to where you're supposed to go, right? And I used to work at Walmart a long time ago. Wild Williams, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And I got to the bottom. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Common Man says, because we don't shop at our own store, self-hatred keeps us broke. But yeah, we want to holler and scream and cry about them not allowing us, if you will, or giving DEI. But as you guys said, it never has benefited us. Never has and never will. But this is what I'm going to say too. The Democrats, this is where we have to bring them into the chat. The Democrats have made Black people believe that we need to be dependent, right? They're the ones that run around screaming, DEI, DEI, DEI. You need a leg up. You need some extra this, that, and the other. America is racist as apple pie. It always has been and always will be, right? You take something like the Nation of Islam. How is it that they are self-sustaining? How is it that they have schools? How is it that they have farms and grocery stores and bakeries and a whole host of other stuff? Because they depend on themselves. But taking it back to the Democrats, they have taught Black people that if we don't give you a special something, and trust me, it ain't nothing, right? Then you can't make it. But we know that our ancestors have made it. Our ancestors, right before the false ideas, civil rights, that has not affected or benefited us as Black people, has always benefited everybody else. And now that they are not in office, they have, lost, Congress and the presidency, and some say the Supreme Court. Now you got these Republicans that are going in there and say, hey, y'all better make it do what it do, right? Because we're getting rid of all this DEI and things like that. Again, that does not benefit us the most. It benefits, we know, white women and everybody else. And Farrakhan has said this too. And a lot of people said this. A Trump presidency is going to wake Black people up. In my opinion, Trump presidency is going to make Black Americans great again. Because we're learning a lot of things. For one, we're learning that DEI never has benefited us and it never will benefit us. Just like our Black votes when we go to the booth, right? The Democrats benefit from the Black vote more than anybody else. But the Democrats take that Black vote, our Black vote, and I'm just saying in general, and they go help everybody else but Black people. And so now we're having a rude awakening as to now we need to depend on ourselves, right? We know we got the money. Do y'all think Black people really boycotted Walmart? They probably did to some degree, but overall they didn't. You know what I mean? So at some point in time, Black people are going to be forced to say, we are all we got. We done already started to move away from the Democrat Party. Now, a lot of people are trying to freak Black people out. Oh, when Trump come in office, oh, y'all going to be back on the plantation. And I don't know if y'all saw Auntie Jennifer Lewis when she was talking to Stephen A. Smith, and she was talking about how, you know, Black men are going to be pew-pewed in the streets and they backs, and, you know, little girls is going to be taken advantage of by the drunk uncles and all this other stuff. You know, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to stop with the fear and then start saying, okay, if Trump is going in there and is going to be adverse to Black people, how do we as Black people survive? Because at the end of the day, Black people, we survived slavery, surviving Jim Crow and everything else. So somehow all of a sudden, we're not going to survive 4 years. We survived 4 years when Trump was in office the last time. But a Trump presidency is going to make Black Americans great again. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Kamala, the Democrats were not going to do that. They were keeping Black people dependent, because if we're not dependent, then they can't get our votes. Just like the Black church. If they don't keep us dependent, then we will not be in there. You and I both know if a lot of these Black churches taught the truth, not their truth, but the truth, they know that their congregation will wake up and never go in there again, right? So it's a good thing. That's all I'm saying.
Well, can I add to that? As you guys have seen in this migrant crisis, what is it that the Democrats are using that they thought was going to solidify a big base in these areas where, you know, Republicans were strong and stuff, and try to water everything down, moving into Black neighborhoods? They were giving them debit cards, free housing, all this other stuff, right? What does that sound like to you guys? Doesn't that sound kind of familiar? When you make a people dependent on you, the government, to do this and to do that, the person that feeds you is the person that can starve you. The person that houses you is the person that can make you homeless. We got a government that's supposed to work for us, and we've got plethora of Americans on the street, much less all the veterans. But this is what they use to control these people and say, well, if you don't vote for us, we might cut your food stamps. If you don't vote for us, we might get rid of your housing. This is what the Democrats have been using to make people obey. And I'm just going to say from my experience, I have friends and family that needed help and stuff and using the system. And here's the thing, and it's crazy to me. You will see people who might be on the system who are doing really well at their job or whatever. I actually had a friend tell me she doesn't want to make a certain amount of money because then she won't get food stamps or a voucher or whatever. And I'm looking at her like, what are you talking about? If you're doing that, you're probably going to go on to greater things and be balling out of control. But her mindset was, I got to stay at this level and stay in a poverty mindset. And that's what they do. Now, all these Hispanics and Latin people, whatever you want to call them, that's going to come in this country, it has already been proven because they have an entrepreneurial spirit, and most likely they are of the Catholic faith. They're conservative by nature. So more than 50% of them are going to vote Republican anyway. It's just what it is.
Bottom up, TV, how you doing? It says boycott Walmart. Black people need to be boycotting all black politicians. Wake up. Yep. And that's what, we're working on this time around. There's a lot of them who are up for re-election every 2 years. And so we need to ring the alarm now, not, 2 weeks before the election or whatever. It needs to start now. Rico, he says that house, Inja, you talking about Jennifer Lewis? Yeah, she a little off. CJ says they need to stop speaking such negativity and fear. Those words are curses. Yeah, because that's what they've been doing, is stoking fear. And now a lot of black people are like, nah, I'm good. I'm not scared.
Yeah. And have you guys noticed the people that are stroking fear are the talented nine and all this other stuff? The people that have the money, they're the ones stroking the fear. The guys that are the grassroots and in the streets, ain't nothing to fear. You're in the hood. I mean, it is what it is. Nobody's fearing. The majority isn't in fear. It's those house Negroes, the ones that got the money. Ooh, I had to tell a guy. I said, what is there to fear? You have money. You have a job. You're going to have a pension. You've got health care. What are you afraid of? Oh, you don't want the rest of us to be where you're at. I get it.
Valor Warrior, how you doing? Says in our local Walmart we shop at, the retired people that need extra income are the door greeters. The young people, college age up to 40, are the order pullers and stockers. Walmart brings needed jobs. I mean, I agree. I think that they do. To me, I'm sad to see our elderly working those doors, and I rather them not do that. But yeah, unfortunately, they do need to be, they're people greeters. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Arneva says, let us not only survive, let us thrive. There you go. Demetra, how you doing? Says LGBT, Asians, and Latinos are the main beneficiaries of DEI. FBAs are just a smokescreen. You better believe it. David X, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Well, let's see, Demetra. She says, well, that all they have in their playbook is fear, no vision or plans, just token Negroes, because they never plan to do anything for Black people. They need Black people to continue doing for everybody else. And it almost worked this time around if people like us in the Black media and you guys did not ring the alarm and said, hey, don't do that no more. Because had Kamala got into office, the Democrats, it'd have been a wrap for us. So let's just keep it real, right? Common Man says, it sounds like most of the countries on the continent of Africa. Okay, so you're talking to Donovan. Let's see here. Quicks, how you doing? You say, so I think, so in my town, it's Walmart, a local store that participated in January 6th, or a new Aldi, replacing an American store, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I can grow some food, but still gotta buy. Okay, got you. Meska, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, so that's the bottom so far. Yeah, like I said, I've studied Walmart for years, and I've seen what they have done. I'm kind of one that's on the fence, because yes, they do bring a lot of jobs, but they do destroy a lot of things in the community, like your mom and pop stores, the staples in the community and things like that. But I think Walmart is an eye-opening a marker, if you will, for Black Americans, because again, they do hire, mostly Black people, or they're Black people. I guess how to say this, they're mostly employed by Walmart, from what I understand. But at the same time, we spend a lot of money. So we need to be asking ourselves, for one, why do we only get mad when we don't get our way, like politically or something like that? Why aren't we already doing those things? We know the spending power and the buying power that we have, the earning power that we have as Black Americans here, but we don't utilize it. We give it away happily and willingly until we are made aware that, they're getting rid of DEI. Of course, I'm one of those people. I do not like DEI, never have liked DEI. And when I've gotten a little bit more knowledge about affirmative action, don't like that either, because specifically in these schools, they don't want books that talk about race. Let's just stay there, okay? Talk about race, and usually that's Black people, right? As I always say, and I'm gonna say this until I can't say it no more. Stop crying about these schools not having the books, Black books. If you cannot turn around, like for me, my bookcase is here and here, okay? You cannot go to your house, wherever you keep your books, and go get that book that you were mad that they are taking out of those schools, then shut your mouth. And I mean that with love and all sincerity. Shut your mouth if you don't have that book that the Democrats and everybody else told you to be mad that they're taking out of The libraries, if they don't have taken out James Baldwin or whatever it is, Toni Morrison or whatever, and you don't have that book, if that's what you want your children to read, then you should be quiet, because anything else is performative, and you are no better than a puppet, because you only perform when somebody tells you to be mad. If you are a parent and you have a child in school, that should get a big shoulder shrug from you. Oh, well, they don't want that book. But guess what? I don't look to no public school here in America and a lot of private schools to teach my Black child about who they are as Black people. You, as your parent, should be teaching your child that from the cradle. You don't wait till your child get in school and then they teach them about being Black all wrong. Hell, when my parents were in school, they said they, had a Black History Day, right? And then they learned about George Washington Carver, the people like that. And of course, when I was in school, we heard a little bit about Malcolm, but we heard a lot about Martin. But they told us about the Martin that was, we shall overcome, let's lock elbows with everybody. But they did not tell us about the Martin that says, I fear I have led my people into a burning house. They never told us about that, right? And that is via that of Harry Belafonte. He said he heard him say that. So they never teach us that. So with this DEI being in danger, so what? So what? My brother always says, it is hard to be fired if you are the boss. So we crying about these corporations, Walmart or whatever it is. They don't want to hire Black people. Well, have you got together with your homies? And I always make this example. Income tax season is coming up in a couple of months, is it not? There's a lot of people that will get a giant income tax check. And and I'm going to talk about our people. Let's keep it a buck. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go and spend that Walmart after we just got through crying about how Walmart won't just that. We're going to go spend it with everybody else instead of saying, hey, home girl, hey, homeboy, I know you got a nice little check. Let's put some of it together and let's start a business, even if it's a fruit stand or we're selling water, something. We won't do that. So until we start making our own businesses, start educating our own children about who we are. As I always say this too, we as Black people, a lot of us lack knowledge of self. And you know how you lack knowledge? I know that for sure. It's because somebody with knowledge of self would never even publicly cry about these school systems not wanting to teach Black history. You wouldn't care. But wait, hold on.
Okay.
Because you're going to teach it at home. Y'all know my background. I was born into the Nation of Islam, had a very woke, not this fake woke, very woke daddy. The stuff I'm telling y'all, I've heard this as long as I can remember. And my mama wasn't stupid either. My mom was very smart, also an MGT, just very smart. They have knowledge of self. So they poured that knowledge of self into us. We went to school and we knew the stuff that we were hearing were lies. We knew it wasn't true because we heard the truth at home. My sister, when she was like a kindergarten, she got a little bit of trouble because the teacher must have said something very adverse to her. And she called that teacher a blue-eyed devil. They called my parents. And my dad said, well, what did you do to her? Because for my daughter to say that to you, she had to have been feeling something or something you said. Now, how many, and I'm not saying that your kids should go to school and talk like that, but my sister knew who she was dealing with in that classroom. Do your kids know who they're dealing with in the classroom, or do they watch their mama? And I'm going to say this with all love. Do they watch their sorry ass mama and their sorry ass daddy sit up and cry about what Trump and the Republicans won't allow them to do? Or do they watch y'all say, okay, bump that, sit your Black asses down, little kids? And I say this in love. And let's open up these books. Let me teach you about who you are as Black people. See, that's the questions we need to be asking. Stop getting wrapped up into this, this performative politics, because the Democrats are using our emotions to get where they need to go so they can help all these people who came over here, cross these borders, get what they need. And you think about this too. I'm going to give it to you, Donovan. Our people in Chicago and all over the place, but I always talk about Chicago. Chicago red, because they have showed up and they have showed out and they're going to continue to do it. And they have woken up and they have saw the light in every city council meeting. You got your Mrs. Jacksons, you got your Mama Doris's, you got your Danny C's, you got all those people, all the brothers too, Tyrone Muhammad, they all showing up and letting the Democrats know. And Brandon Johnson, not no more. You will not be doing what you did to us while y'all was telling us no. Y'all was telling these migrants yes, right? So they woke up. They got knowledge of self, and they're letting everybody know. And I tell them, you guys are a beacon of light for most of Black Americans, because you guys have given us courage to do it too. So all I got to say.
Oh my goodness, you were cooking. You were cooking. Keep stirring that pot as long as you didn't clean the greens in the tub. Anyway, no, you were cooking. Like I said, you said a lot that is very impactful. And please, you guys, share this on your platforms. Share this on your groups. Get this information out, because they think after the election's over, we're just going to go away and then show up like the Democrats every 2 and 4 years and not do anything. No. Somebody asked me, they go, when are you guys going to stop? When are you guys going to stop? I'm not going to stop until my people get reparations. That is my goal. That is what I want to do. Okay. Then I'll go on with my life and do what I got to do. But how many of you guys have heard, oh my God, Trump is going to get rid of the Department of Education? Have you heard of that, Demetra? How many of you guys in the chat heard about that? It's suggested that Donald Trump is going to get rid of the Department of Education. And I'm going somewhere with this. It is statistically proven that our children, Black children, cannot read past the 4th or 5th grade, whatever that number was. Everybody is aware of that. Everybody is aware. Our children, even with a high school diploma, cannot get meaningful employment, cannot transfer to the colleges that they need to transfer, depending on what school district they're in. They are woefully lacking in the sciences and what was the other one? The science and the whatever the one is. Yeah, whatever. It's science and maths. The sciences and the maths. That's what it is. And oh, Trump is going to get rid of it. Now, my children are grown. And Demetra, I have a little bit of education. I believe America ranks 26th, 27th in the world when it comes to education. We should be number 1 with all the money we pay in taxes. Why would we care if Donald Trump gets rid of the Department of Education? Wouldn't that be a plus for us as a people? Because it's obvious our children are not learning anything there of significance, of things that they need. But see, this is where the DEI and the scare tactics come in. Oh, Donald Trump's going to get rid of the Department of Education. Good. Yes, get rid of it. And give me a voucher so I can send my kids to a better school, and I can make the choice of what is good for my children. But do you see how brainwashed the Democratic Party has put in our heads? And one thing the Democratic Party knows, the party that started the Ku Klux Klan, they know how to scare Negroes. How to scare Negroes against our better interests. We should be cheering that he's going to get rid of the Department of Education. We should be cheering that. Oh, he's going to get rid of it, whatever. Number one, I'm paying way too many high taxes for my local school system, and I don't even have kids in it. And then to find out that the Black children that aren't mine, but they're in my community, and I love them to death, they're failing anyway. Yes, get rid of it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Eddie, how you doing? And the average article thinking, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. Let's see. I see another one I'm going to get down to in just a second. Eddie says, most of the Black people that are hiring low paying jobs like working. Most of the managers are white in the area I live in. Yes, and that is the issues with places, most corporations, right? They're mostly white men, to be exact. So yeah, most Black people are on the service level, if you will. So you're right. Abiel, how you doing? I see you up in here acting crazy again. Dwayne, did I say hello to you? If not hello, he says I see people blow $10,000 easily, right? All right, let me skip to the bottom. Black American Expat, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. The mighty MGTs, yes indeed. Marjorie says, build your own home library, just like my dad did when I was little. Yeah, exactly. Donovan, you crazy. MC Fact, how you doing? Says Demetra, I don't like it when some people scream, but I get excited when you raise your voice. Oh, y'all ain't heard nothing. And my microphone's right here. I try not to do because I got a big mouth, right? Y'all don't go too far with that one. So thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Thank you, and welcome. Anybody says knowledge of self is knowledge of God. Yes. And I believe it was Brother Naeem Akbar that said what is it? First law of nature is not self-preservation, it's knowledge of self, right? A lot of us run around here, as Brother Samuel Clark said, deaf, dumb, and blind. And not in the physical sense, but educationally, mentally, and everything else. Knowledge of self, right? We don't know who we are. And so we acquiesce to what people and who said that we are. You know, you need to go to, like, nobody else sends their children to school and expect for them to learn about their culture. It's us. But again, we got to recognize where that's coming from. It's coming from these politicians that tell us, oh, well, you know, you're a victim. And I'm not saying that we're not. We know institutions systemically, we are affected the most, but some of that is on us. We got to stop the bleeding as much as we can, right? And let's see, Eunice, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Dano, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, hello again. A different view. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Vivian, what's going on with you? Samuel C, he says, I'm all about Black woke. He says, not this BS, fake woke by others who don't look like us. Yeah, and it's just turned into something else, right? It just, I don't know. It's not the true sense, right? Eagle Bull says, stop crying and let's work. Yep. Demetra, she says, me and our royal family is on the same page. We are putting together a Willie Davis Day with this sister, Lady Crystal, rather. Now we have love to have you on board. Okay. That sounds interesting. Curly girl, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. A free mind. What's going on? Says, I knew it, Demetra. You must have had a Muslim girl training in GCC. Yes, my mom, since she was 19. She's no longer here. She's gone on. But yeah, she was MGT when she was 19. So yeah, father, FOY, still is, since he was 19. And Brother Samuel says, you were privileged to come up under such dynamic parents. However, many come up under the household raised by this slave-making system. Yes, and we continue to walk in that, and we have to break that, you know. And Roz, did I say hello to you? If not hello, he says, if you have a Black-owned business, please make it user-friendly. Have your inventory in stock. Stock and prices available, open on time, and be ready to receive the money. Don't give folks reasons to not shop. Yes, some of that is on us as well. Talk about we selling oxtails today. Go in there. I like to play the oxtails. Well, you know, we ain't got none. Like, I've had that, not that I was going for oxtails, but just, you know, for example, I've had that happen a couple of times. I'm like, how you don't have with like your staple of your business? How you don't have that?
Yeah, you know, and the funny thing is when we start these businesses, as we know, before you turn a profit, especially when it comes to the restaurant business, I guess it takes 5 years before you technically turn a profit, or unless you got some kind of spectacular thing. It usually takes about 5 years before you really turn a profit. But the thing is, you need to build up your clientele. And I'm not a business owner. I'm a business investor. You know, I don't want all that crap. I just want to make my money. Here's my money, make it grow and get my money out. But I look at these businesses sometimes, and we've had a few here in my city, Black businesses, the prices were so damn high. And I'm like, what you're getting for what you're paying was little or nothing, right? So when you get that business loan or you get that investment, it seems to me, and I took some business classes. I'm a little educated. I took some business classes. It seems to me in that banking loan that you get or that investment that you get, you should put in a margin of taking a loss to keep your prices down, because again, We have a Louisiana seafood place that's been open for 30 years, but he built his clientele based off low prices, right? And of course, the years go by, it went up, but he has a loyal base of people. And he's probably one of the only Black businesses in my city that people really go to. And when I see young people start these businesses, they don't borrow enough money to take those losses, and then they end up closing their doors. You guys see where I'm going with that? It's like, yeah, you're smart, your stuff is good, but you got to be ready. Nobody wants to spend $30 every time they come to your spot for food that's probably, in their opinion, worth 10. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know that Louisiana place you're talking about. It has been there for years, and it's a restaurant. We have a lot of restaurants. Mad Dog says the Democrats have destroyed and hurt the Black communities. Yes, they have. The average logical thing says, tell it, Donovan and Cynthia. Thank you so much. And how you doing, by the way? So that's right, sis. Call them out. DEI only benefits them folks and the rainbow group who are the ones that are emotionally upset. Yeah, I mean, but they tell us to be upset. It's like, why? Well, everybody else gets what there is to get but Black people. But y'all need us, as y'all see. Didn't Kamala lead Black people? She did. And it was a lot of Black people who just didn't show up or voted for something else. So, they're going to have to own up to that and give that a really good conversation that, yeah, Black Americans, yeah, they didn't help Kamala like they helped their predecessors, right? Then Curly Gray says, yep, for the males and females, sit y'all down and teach your children. Yes, Patty Brown, how you doing? Neighborhood Watch, how you doing? Says you got what you wanted. Celebrate. I don't even know what that means. D Anderson EL, how you doing? Or L, how you doing? It says, I got me a home library. Yeah, get you a home library. Marjorie says, teach your children at home. You can get the same teaching materials as teachers. Teach every day from educational websites. I taught my grandchildren, great-grandchildren to read before school. Yeah, your children should learn how to read before school. They should know how to write their name, spell, all of that, right? But again, some people send their kids to school just a blank canvas. They don't know anything. And it's like, and then you're mad. What are you mad for? What are you spending time at home doing with the children? I tell people all the time, we could not watch TV all the time. I watch TV, but we could not sit in front of TV. Like, we had to be productive. I will say that about my parents. We were always doing something, whether it was sports, you name it, right? Extracurricular activities. We all had to go to summer school. Like, we were always doing something. Our parents did not sit us in front of the TV all day long. Television was a privilege. You do everything you were supposed to do, clean the house, homework, all that other stuff, then okay. But it was never something that we just did. We couldn't.
Take the tablets out of your children's hand, especially if they haven't even reached first grade. Damn.
Right. Hey, Freddie, how you doing? Miss White, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Average Logical. Thank you for everybody else who's reminding people, please, to hit the like. I love and appreciate you for that. Tanya, how you doing? Says, I'm mad. I'm just now tuning in. I'll have to rewatch it. Oh, yeah, we've been here almost an hour, too. But, you're right on time. MC Fact says, woke means awake. Don't let these people define anything. Yep. Alexander, Alex, how you doing? We're talking about Walmart being boycotted due to getting rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that's where we are now. And Lady Diana says, as a child and adolescent psychologist, I learned that the public school system is hurting our children at a high rate. Yep. And parents don't even know. It's just like, oh, yeah, okay, they're passing. Great. Whatever. Okay, great. Our Nebo says woke is a bad word to them, but it shouldn't be to us. Yeah. And it shouldn't be in a way that it's been defined now, right? Like, if you are woke, you don't need to tell people that. People could tell that you're truly woke without just saying, I'm woke, stay woke. People should already know that by the time you open your mouth. My dad says all the time, when you open your mouth, you put your mind on display. And I'm sure you got that from The Nation, right? When you open your mouth, you put your mind on display. That's why I said, if you sit and have a conversation with somebody for a good 5 minutes, you can pretty much kind of tell, depending on what you're talking about, what they're working with. You can tell if they woke or not. So you just got to listen to people. Which, how you doing? That's not me saying that. Says, I don't understand why 40 million Black people can't build a Black-owned supermarket chain. That is a mystery, right? Because we have been programmed into thinking We need to beg everybody else to please include us. Please hire us. Like, for example, the Asians, the Arabs, and Hispanics, and everybody else to set up shop in our communities. Okay? And we cry. Oh, they won't hire black people. Why you don't hire black people? First of all, sucker, why did you allow them to set up in your community in the first place? Why didn't you get a black grocery store or a convenience store or whatever it is they got? Why didn't you get a black one up in there? And if they're not hiring your people, why are you going in there and giving them green dollars that belong to black people? Why are you doing that? See what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, the Asian, Hispanic, and the Arab, everybody, they doing it right. You're supposed to hire your own people. Now, if we are silly enough to let them set up shop, and it ain't always a good business, right? A lot of times the food ain't good and they treat us horribly, and it's a lot, right? It's our fault that we allow them to set up shop in the first place. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Where are the black businesses that hire black people? You know what I get tired of too? I get tired of going into these black-owned businesses and I see everybody else working there but us. There might be a couple of us, but there's everybody else. And no shade to the Nigerians. I'm from California. We don't have a huge Nigerian population like out here. I went to a Nigerian grocery store once. They got grocery stores and stuff here. You know who they got working for them? Hispanics. I didn't see no black Americans in there. They got Hispanics working in there. That's their thing. But we do it too. We have everybody else but us working in there. Then we cry about when they only have their own people in there. So it's like at some point in time, we got to stop the lunacy. You know what I mean? But you're right. Which your neighborhood watcher says black businesses are the best. And they can stand some improvement, but Taco Bell don't always treat you right either. Guadalupe in them business and Lynn, Chin, they don't always treat you right, but again, we got a lot of criticism for our businesses, but not theirs. Come on. Art, how you doing? He says, assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam to you as well. He says, actual facts and solar facts, they don't know nothing about that. Okay. Tim, how you doing? Wa alaikum salam to you. And Alex, she says, yep, they say 5 years is how you can judge, a success in a business, especially if you own a restaurant. Gotcha, Donovan. CJ says that makes sense. Mr. Donovan, Wanda, how you doing? Shalom to you as well. I'm going to skip down and try to get people I have not seen because we are up against the clock. Raven says a major part of education is school. Black adults should fight to establish is trade occupations. Yep. Read The Miseducation of the Negro, Carter G. Woodson, please, and thank you. Y'all read that. If I'm gonna tell you this right now, I'm gonna call you to the carpet. If you don't have that book in your house and your children have not read The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, stick yourself with love. But you say occupations for our children, which leads to either ready to work or entrepreneur ownership, huge money in trades, plumbing, drywall, roofing, etc. P. Vet, how you doing? Says I don't understand our desire to be used and discarded. Then we complain only to do it all over again, rinse and repeat. You better tell it. So you're talking to somebody else. Lance says, does anyone remember the bookmobile? Yes, the bookmobiles that used to come to grade schools. Yeah, they still do, but I don't have any grade school children. So
yeah. Here in California, where I live, they have a mobile thing, and we were putting little book exchange boxes in the parks, so people are exchanging books and reading. But see, I live in a mostly Hispanic neighborhood, so their culture, the wife is at home or whatever their culture, it's different than the black culture. Our culture is the woman's working, the man's working, and we're still at the bottom or barely making it. And so we don't have time to do what it is the other cultures are doing. And it's unfortunate, and I don't understand it, but that is exactly what is happening. Because when I go to the park and when I'm walking my dog, I rarely see black people at the park. Rarely.
Brother Stanley says, don't be mad at you. United States Postal Service is hiring. Yeah, they always hiring. I'm not telling people not to get jobs or nothing like that, but we y'all say y'all wild and ICE is hiring. Wow. Common Man says school is just a babysitter for most of these parents today. You ain't lying. Send your kids to school and you don't teach them anything. I think it's just a crime to send your children to school And not teach them anything. I tell you all the time, my daughter was, I'd be damned if I saw
Demetra is still banned to this very day in the Alvarez School District.
That's all right. That's at Riverside Unified School District 2. Okay. Tej, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. CJ says there's a popular chicken restaurant in Durham, North Carolina that has Latinos working there. There you go. That you see. So y'all know I ain't lying. We call it the black-owned business. Have everybody else that black-owned. How you have a black-owned business and you don't have black employees? You're supposed to recycle that dollar. That's what everybody else do. They recycle their money. You walk yourself, Evie. Think of lying. Tomorrow, walk into a Hispanic-owned business or Asian or whatever and say, I think I'd be needing a job. Can y'all hiring? Oh, no, we're not. And then send your Hispanic friend up in there or your Asian friend, ask them if they hire. They're going to get an application, going to be told how to apply. They're not going to hire you. They're going to hire their own. And don't be mad about it because that's what they're supposed to do. Like,
yeah, that's human nature. That's exactly human. But real quickly before you go on, Demetra, could you re-emphasize the difference in the black dollar and the different groups, how long it usually lasts within their community?
Yeah, well, it is said that the black dollar recycles in our community about 6 hours. The Jewish community, Asians, and white people, I guess, 20 to 30 days, and everybody else somewhere in the middle. You got to remember during Black Wall Street, it was close to 100%. Now there was things that we got from other places, right? But it was close to 100% because that's all we had, right? We had to do that. But not so much anymore. In a sense, it burns a hole in our pocket. And you got to, give it a little bit more context. We don't have the things that we would spend the money on, like a black Walmart or, anywhere else we get paid. We need to go to the grocery store. There's only 10 black-owned grocery stores in the United States. So more than likely is not by you. A lot of things that we would buy is online. You might need it right now. So you're not going to wait, 3 to 5 business days to get, I don't know, whatever you ordered, unless it's Amazon or whatever the case is. But yeah, so we don't have anywhere really to spend that money other than other people's businesses. So that's the conversation that we need to be having. Soto, he says, hi, hey, y'all, when you get tired of complaining, will you do something? But if you want to complain, that's all you will do. I totally agree with you, but like I said, we're seeing this big push online, really because Kamala lost. See a lot of that. People want to boycott, things like that. But it's like, what if she didn't lose? What if she won? You'd have been all right being rocked back to sleep. You'd have been all right with Black people not having any businesses, enough businesses, right? It would be all right us giving all that money away and still shopping at Walmart. You'd have been all right with that. If Kamala would have won, you would have been all right with her telling you you're a victim. Oh, gosh, you need us to just give you little peanuts and the carrot on the string while we give everybody else something. And when everybody else is getting something, they getting something for real. Ask the people in Chicago. They getting and New York and everywhere else too, but Chicago specifically, they getting housing, they getting money, they getting it all. Brand new socks and drawers. But you're getting the hope and change. When we fight, we win. Democracy's in danger. If you don't, you're going to be on the plantation. That's what you get.
Right. He's Hitler. Oh, social fascism and all this other stuff. And we need to let people know this. The people, and it's a group of people, but the majority of people that I see fighting in Chicago are those baby boomers. Those are the militant baby boomers that probably went away for a little bit to live their lives. And those people are on it. But we got to tell the truth about what's going on in Chicago. And we're going to start doing that. Roland's review, she had misread on there earlier today, whatever it was. Have you guys noticed what is going on in Chicago is not being covered by Black media? The Roland Martins, the CNNs, and all this other stuff. So it's going to be up to us as new Black media to go cover that. And by the way, what Demetra just said about how the immigrants are getting all this housing and stuff, guess what? Chicago, the Democratic Party, is trying to raise taxes up there and legally taking Black people's homes. And nobody's reporting that. They are trying to raise those taxes to take those people's homes so that equity firm could come in there and give it to a recently arrived immigrant. As you guys heard, there was an immigrant that was got a quick blip of the news. He's been in this country for 2 years, and him and his family already have a home. But that's what they're doing to Black people. They're not doing this to the Asians in Chicago. They're not doing it to the Hispanics in Chicago. They're doing it to Black folks. They're taking their properties by raising those taxes. I mean, you're already being squeezed as it is. And we need to get that message out. That's what the Democratic Party mantra is doing to Black people in Chicago. And if they did it in Chicago, they're going to do it in New York and all these other places. But like I tell you guys all the time, look at California as the blueprint. It took 30 years for them to realize, whoa, we've got a gentrification plan where we can eradicate Black people, make them politically irrelevant by occupying seats, give them no reparations, even though we have a super majority, and the Negroes are still going to vote for us if we just give them DEI and symbolism. Man, you guys pay attention. California's cooked. We're done here. The warning is for you guys. When you guys see them using the exact same playbook, you've been warned.
Yep, easy. You know what? I went to the Breakfast Club once because my sister, she lives in Florida, and she heard about it because she was coming with people who were from here. And nevertheless, they wanted to go. We stood in line about 30 minutes or so. I didn't heard a lot about it, never been, right? So I got in there, and I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't get into it because you're right. That's all they had. Their employees of the month were Hispanics, and this is a Black-owned restaurant. The line be wrapped around the building, right? And they had mostly Hispanics people there, and they employees of the month, and I just couldn't get into it. I was just like, I just can't. Like, how is it that you have a Black-owned business, but you don't have, it should be, every job in here should be Black. Every employee of the month should be Black, but they weren't. And I was like, I'm never coming back here again, because you have to do it right. You wouldn't go in none of their restaurants and see it like that, but it's us, but it's like, why do we continue giving Black dollars to restaurants or any Black business that won't hire all Black people? You know what I mean? But that blew me away. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna be coming back here no more. You could best believe
real quick. Odie Dancer says, and it's a good question. He's asking, so why am I still in California? Demetra, could you let him know why I'm still in California?
Well, Donovan is set up. He doesn't owe anything on any of his stuff, his house, cars, anything like that. So he can stay there. There's a lot of people who cannot stay. There's a lot of Black people, especially, who are leaving California. It's just not, unless you're going to bust a bunch of hustles. Yeah, it's hard to stay there. The average house price of a house is about $800,000 there. And I ain't talking about no monstrosity, no nice new house. I'm talking about sometimes just a regular house, right? You can be in Compton, you can get a house for $1 million, and it's probably like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom jammy. So it's hard to stay there unless you're already established.
Right. And the reason I bring that up is, Odie, is the fact that we've got to get out of this one size fits all. Just because, we're Black and we have a lot of similarities, what might be important to you is not important to me. So I'm from California. This is my home. This is where I was raised. Yes, I have a pension, the military to set me up, whatever the deal is, tax-free. I'm living a great life. Demetra will tell you that, and people that know me will tell you that. So why should I leave for everybody else? What I'm doing for the community is what I'm doing, and I'm fighting, and I'm going to city council, and I'm putting stuff out there, and I'm letting stuff go. California is done. Economically, we're done. Politically, we are done. We have no voice in California. So by me reporting to you guys directly what is going on, a good example, I'm gonna keep this real short. When your community or your state talks about, oh, we're gonna do a study, which is a delay tactic, you guys can say, oh, no. You ain't got to do a study. California already did it. It passed committee. It passed financing. All it needed was a vote and a signature by the governor. So you guys can use that book. So we're still fighting here. I can't run from whatever. Like I said, I'm all for, my people and all that other stuff, but my interests are a little bit different than your interests. I was raised here in California. So why would I run, especially if I'm set up?
Yeah, average logical thinker, you ask a great question. You said, Demetra, what is a good age for a kid to read Carter G. Woodson? As soon as they can read. As soon as they can read. See, I have a really good friend, and I had a conversation with him yesterday about his children. And he always calls me for advice and stuff. And I said, we have to stop waiting too late to educate our children about any and everything. I always tell y'all, I'm 53 years old. Don't say that too loud. I'm 53 years old, and I've never heard the story of the birds and the bees. I don't know how it goes. I could not even begin to tell you how the birds and the bees go. And I say that to say, my parents told me about sex and how it worked from, I don't even, probably as young as I can inculcate information, right? So I didn't grow up. I didn't have to wait till I was in high school to hear how sex works, or biology or sex ed. Because even in sex ed, sometimes they'll teach you about it, in elementary or junior high. I knew all that stuff. It wasn't, oh my God. I knew all that stuff. So I'm saying that to say, educate your children as young as the cradle. Because you think about other countries, they don't have the issues we have over here because everything is so taboo. We won't even call body parts what they really are. Oh, that's a dirty word. Oprah ran off and started calling it vajayjay instead of what it's really called, right? Like this, oh God, it's a stigma. But we got to start teaching our children as young as possible. So I say that to say to a average logical thinker, as soon as he can read, have him read that book, and not only have your children read the book, have them give you a book report and have that conversations with them about what they read. That's what we used to have to do, right? And that way you can start having those conversations. But yeah, as young as they can read. I mean, you got children now can read in one, you know what I mean? So, but we're about to get out of here. I want to acknowledge everybody that's come on here. Cooking with Miss D, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Sweet Daddy Kool-Aid is one of my favorite YouTube names. Says my mortgage is only $1,100. That's the only reason why I'm still here in California. There you go. There's some people who, that's their situation, right? Thunder says, and hello to you. Says, can I post some Congressional Black Caucus members for Texas? You surely can. I don't even know why you asking. Maxwell, where you been? It says regular Rambler. Home, 2-bed, 1-bath, average price $800,000. Average property tax is $5,000. Yikes. Yeah, hopefully these home prices will go down, but I don't know. People just can't. Arson, how you doing? It says, honestly, we can say anything we want, elect whomever, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to do what Walter says all the time. Absolutely. And what they say in the nation, we got to do for self, we have to. Marcus Garvey told us that. Up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. We got to tune out, especially people like the Democrats. We're not necessarily for the Republicans, but the Democrats have kept us in bondage for over 90 years as victims.
Right? And nothing to show for it. We have nothing to show for it except that we're integrated and we can go to the mall with white people. But we have no money in our pockets.
Yep. You're right, Raven. They do. Roscoe Chicken and Waffle. Y'all can hang that up too. You can hang it up because the last time I was in LA and a while ago, I went to Roscoe's. I was like, huh? What happened to all the black people? Right? Zip, zip, zoom. How you doing? One of my other favorite YouTube names says the elephant in the room is realizing it's high time to take off the gloves and strategize actions. I love it. Yes, indeed. So Brother Thunder has put the Congressional Black Caucus Texas members. Al Green, he been in a long time. Mark VC calling already. Yep, he just ran to be the senator. Lost Jasmine Crockett of Dallas. Yeah. Easy says a lot of these children don't like themselves because they don't know who they are. You better come on and tell the truth. Cindy said they want
did you hear Jennifer? I'm gonna cut you off. Did you hear Jennifer Lewis said that young people need to start listening to smart people like Maxine Waters? I knew she was in cognitive decline. When she said that.
That's what I said on somebody's post. I said, do Jennifer's people know she on the loose? They know she got loose. I'm like, what's wrong with her? A bitch stay winning. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. It says, did you know Marcus Garvey was a foreigner? Yes, he is Jamaican, right? But and Pan-Africanist, that's kind of where that concept came from. I love Marcus Garvey because Marcus Garvey was on the money. He saw what white supremacy was and what it was doing to black people, and unfortunately it still is. And he was like, hey, up you mighty nation, accomplish what you will. Marcus Garvey got a lot done under the UNIA, got a lot of stuff done. But of course, you guys know the history. The first FBI agent, Agent 800, was used to take him down. And he was black. Black FBI agent, first FBI agent that was black, Agent 800, took down Marcus Garvey and the UNIA, and the rest is history, right? Marcus Garvey was telling us, hey, let's stop being dependent on, the white people, the government, all that stuff. There's a lot of things that we could do, right? Have warehouses, steamships, a whole host of things. And the push was to go back to Africa, go back home, right? He was spreading that message to 3 to 6 million Black Americans, right? To unify and let's do something. And J. Edgar Hoover, because that's when he got up and popping. Y'all could go research it. Was like, oh, he trying to do what now? Huh? Oh, we need to stop him. And that's what happened. So I unfortunately, Misha, I hope I said that right. How you doing? Unfortunately, I see a lot of Black Americans disparaging that of Marcus Garvey. And I say, what a shame. We should not be doing that. I know, we delineate and we should delineate, but, Marcus Garvey set the foundation for a lot of Black movements that we see today, right? And I'm never going to be one of those people, and I'm not saying that you are, bitch, they winning, but I'm never going to be one of those people that disparage Marcus Mosiah Garvey, because he, had the right idea. And as usual, we get on board and we tear them down, and then we be, oh, well, Walmart, we don't know why they won't hire us. And he was like, damn, Walmart, let's get Black Mart. So we need to continue on with those principles, right? That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what I think the problem is in our community in the modern age today? Is a lot of us don't know what struggle is. We don't know what struggle like our parents or our grandparents struggled, had to go without. We have a generation that, I got to have the latest Jordans. I got to have the latest PlayStation. You've got women. As a matter of fact, I was reading an article today where they were saying in our community, there are women in the Black, Hispanic community, people of color community that are still paying for Christmas from last year. They haven't caught up. They use their credit cards to give their, this financial illiteracy that we have. It's ridiculous to do what we're doing. And I think the biggest problem is, I don't want my kids to struggle. I'm not saying put your kids out there to where they just ain't got no hope. Okay, that ain't what we're saying. But when a person struggles a little bit, they appreciate it a little bit more, because what's that saying? If I give you money, and we all got kids and nieces and nephews, if you give them money, they'll spend that money quick. But when you ask them to use their money, they're tight with that wallet. They are tight. They're like, I ain't got my wallet, or they leave it at home all the time and stuff like that. So, we have to really get back to common sense principles within our community. I don't want the schools teaching my kids alternative lifestyles. I do think we should get back to relationships and marriage and all that other traditional stuff, if it's possible within the confines of whatever. And if the relationship doesn't work out, fine. We work it out, and we become great parents and do what we got to do. But I think the mere fact that the Democratic Party has moved so far left, the only course correction is to move back to the right and give Black people their reparations. I'm sorry. That's the only way we're going to dig out of this.
Yeah, so y'all having a little back and forth about Marcus Garvey. I didn't mean to say that to spark an argument or whatever the case is, but and I'm going to go back to actually, let me address this one. Then I'm going to say something that you said, Donovan. Then we're going to get out of here. Bitch, they winner says, but we're never from Africa. He was leading us astray. They wanted us to leave our land in America. Well, some of us do have roots in Africa, DNA in Africa. And if you know anything about the Eve gene, the mother of civilization, that was in Africa. So we all come from Africa, whether we lived there, we were brought over here, whether we were, as they say, indigenous Black people to United States or what have you. Everybody, white people, Asians, everybody comes from the motherland, and that was from a Black woman with you. That's why they call us the mother of civilization. But I understand what you're saying. But the other thing is, you says he was trying to lead us astray. I mean, but since we're still here, what have we as Black people accomplished here in America? Now, I'm not saying we haven't accomplished anything, but back then, Marcus Garvey, and it's apropos that I point back there, that's Madam C.J. Walker. She had a whole MLL business, multi-level marketing business, hired all Black people. You know what I mean? Where are those businesses at now? Marcus Garvey was up and popping then, you know. I'm sure she listened to that of Marcus Garvey. You know, they ran in the same circles to some degree, right? But we're still here. And what do we have that mirrors anything that they had then when they were like super, super, super under the magnifying glass of white supremacy? And Donovan, I want to say this: we often talk about in our community with children struggling. I don't ever think we should. This is my opinion. I don't ever think we should teach our children to struggle. We should teach them to survive. I don't think we should get out of the habit of throwing our children out when they're 18. That's something I never taught my daughter, and I never taught my niece and nephews. I raised a lot of my nieces and nephews, and influential to a lot of children. They're children to me. They're grown. But I don't ever advise us teaching them struggle, because when you teach something to struggle, or you make them struggle and they don't have to, it makes them angry. It makes them resentful. And it's hard. Have you ever tried to struggle and be successful, and at the same time it's hard, right? So as parents, if we have the means, grandparents, whatever it is, to make sure our children don't struggle, because that also comes with a lot of mental health issues. I know a lot of our parents said, "You're 18, get out." But look how it did us. A lot of us are bitter and angry. So for me, not that was happened to me, but we gotta unlearn that, because no other community largely does that to their children but us, right? So if you start with from the cradle, teaching your children how to survive. Don't wait until they get their first job to teach them about money. Teach them as soon as you can about everything they need in life. That way, when they have to get out there, it's not a struggle, because they know something, right? So I say teach them to survive and not struggle, because struggle sucks.
Right. And I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, because I was raised on the notion of, if you give your child everything, what will they strive for? What I'm saying is, I'm not saying
everything. That's not what I said.
No. I know. I'm just saying that's the saying. You give them everything, and then what will they strive for? And that's what I mean. I'm not saying throw your kids out, whatever. What I'm saying is, you can't give them everything. And it's not struggling. What I'm saying is, sometimes they don't need a PlayStation. If you got the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 6 comes out, why are you getting them the PlayStation 6 when the PlayStation 5 is just as good? That's the mantra we got to get back in, because when there's no struggle working for it, they feel they ain't got to do it. They can just sit there. And if you really think about it, and I'm not saying I'm right 100%, if you guys know where I'm going, it's the mantra of making them do for themselves. So you could, I'm not saying kick them out to the streets. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, certain things, you got to go out there and get it. How do you make a child get their driver's license if they're not interested in getting the driver's license? How do you make a young person do for themselves what's in their best interest if they don't care if they get it or not? That's what I'm basically I'm trying to say. If you give them everything and you do everything for them, what will they strive for? They don't need to strive for anything, because mom, dad, grandma, somebody's going to do it for me. I know people are going to disagree with that, but I'm not saying kick them out. I'm saying make them do certain things. Fix their bed in the morning. Wash the dishes. Certain things you gotta instill, and of course that's common sense.
So, there was no doubt in my mind that Biden was going to pardon Hunter. He said he wasn't, but we knew that he was. He'd be stupid not to, right? Common man says, hold us pampering our children, Demetra. They grow old, always depending on you. See, y'all doing it wrong, okay? If you raising your children to be punks, for a lack of better words, that's on you. If your kids cannot flourish, do not want to get their driver's license or do anything productive, that is on you. You are their nucleus. You are the center of influence in the child of your life, or in your child's life. So if your children have a failure to launch and cannot and will not do nothing, that is on you, because you taught them to be that. Like I said, my father, 80 years old, is a mechanic, always have and always will be. Walter would tell you at 5 years old, he was at the shop learning how to fix cars. I learned, don't say this too loud. Me and my siblings learned how to drive when we was like 11. Cadillacs with the diamond in the back, boo. Because my dad was like, my assistant is not here. I need one of you
double clutching.
Yeah, one of you kids to get behind this wheel so I could take this car here and there, right? So he didn't wait, to teach us how to flourish. My mom too. We sat up around our grandmothers and our mamas and learned how to cook. We didn't wait until we got kicked out the house to learn how to cook. So if your children don't know nothing, that's your fault. And and I'm not saying give your child everything, but if your child is deserving of a PlayStation, give them one. Now, then you might not want to buy them one every year, but if they're deserving, see, I didn't grow up like that either. One thing I did not learn in my house, and I'm not saying we always had it like that, but we did not learn lack. My daddy did not teach us lack. My mama did not teach us lack. And unfortunately, in our community, we think we're teaching lessons, but we're actually teaching lack. We say, you can't have that. You can't open that box of cereal. Why not? It's going to get eaten anyway. You can't. Why? Why can't I? Now, I know certain things your kids can't do, but I'm saying even on a basic level, we tell our children, no, you can't eat that. No, and again, I'm not talking about common sense stuff, but we got to stop teaching our children lack, because then when they grow up, they grow in that of lack. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm scared to do that. Then you see a lot of adults that are in fear is because they were taught lack, because their parents were taught lack. And we thought that was teaching them something. You taught them to be scared. You taught them that don't take risk. You can't do that. You can only open up. And I heard this example best from my pastor. He's gone on. He says he had a conversation with a young mother, and she got mad at her son because she bought 2 boxes of cereal, and he opened up both and had both, and she got on him. And he says, why? Why can't he have 2 kinds of cereal? Is he going to eat them anyway? She says, yes. He says, well, so why are you mad that he had 2 different kinds at the same time? She didn't know because she was taught lack. So stop teaching your children lack. The world is not going to be better off because of that. I'm telling you.
Good. I'm glad you went there. You fell right into my trap.
I doubt it, boo.
Yes, you did. And here's why I'm going to say that, you guys. Did you hear everything that she just said? Isn't that what the Democratic Party treats Black people?
How?
Lack. No, lack.
Oh.
Fear. All of this stuff. Isn't that exactly what you said? It's what the Democratic Party do to grown voting Black people. And you saw it in this last election, and you still see it to this very day. And I'm glad a lot of you guys are really into the chats, and you guys are understanding, and you're agreeing with Demetra, which is totally fine. You're agreeing with it. But I want you guys to recognize, if you guys can recognize that in children, I want you guys to recognize that as Democrats, if you guys are Democrats, okay? I want you guys to recognize that. She fell into the trap, and I just wanted to see that parallel.
Okay. There you go, Raven. Yeah, Tonza, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I just, I think we really need to understand that. Let's stop. Let's stop teaching our children like it. It actually comes from slavery. Dr. Joy DeGruy talks about that in post-traumatic slave disorder or syndrome, whatever it is. We learn that stuff from slavery. You stop teaching your children lack, because then y'all be the same people. Not y'all, but them. We'll go to church and talk about, we need to live in abundance. Oh, God has opened up the windows and doors of heaven. And we ain't got you have to go to church and listen to that, but then go home and teach your children lack. Those messages don't go together. And I'm telling y'all right now, I have been in situations where I have not had it. But guess who didn't know that? My daughter or my nieces and nephews that I raised. They didn't know that. They didn't know that sometimes I had $10 goddamn dollars in my pocket. Because I didn't say, I ain't got it, I'm broke. Oh, yeah, I'm going to figure it out. But I never taught them that. Stop teaching. I'm telling you, that's like nails to a chalkboard.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
yes. Children lack, because there's no, because it comes from slavery. And we learn that. And we like, that's not conducive.
What's the party of slavery? The Democratic Party. They're using that exact same playbook. Why is it that when other people come to this country, Black people are shoved to the back of the line? We need to start teaching our kids abundance. I agree with you. And saying, no, I'm not going to wait. Why should I wait? I've already been in line. But all this other stuff, we're taught to be so passive and so damn peaceful. I just want you guys to share this analogy with your other Democratic friends, because a lot of you guys are recovering Democrats like me now. So share that with them and say, hey, we're the Democratic Party is telling us to lack resources. Oh, well, we can take it from the Black neighborhood and we can give it to the Hispanics over here, or we can give it to the Africans over here. Oh, FBA, we ain't got to worry about it. See what I'm saying? Lack. And we've been conditioned to accept that type of attitude. And like I said, I'm coming from a political aspect. So again, I agree with Demetra, but at the same time, I want you guys to see the parallel. If you guys agree with Demetra as well, why is it, if you are a Democrat and some of your friends are Democrats, why is it that they're willing not to accept what Demetra is saying, but not accept what the Democrats are doing? Or let me switch that. I'm sorry. The Democrats be treated a certain way and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's a good analogy. I'm glad you got passionate about that. But we should be exactly the same way when we have our demands and what the Democratic Party is supposed to do for us. They are supposed to set us up to be successful. When we send Black representatives to represent us, they're not there to represent everybody else in all marginalized communities. They're there to represent us.
Yes.
I'm done.
Yeah. And again, if the Democrats never taught me nothing, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whoever, if they never taught me nothing, I'm never going to teach my children lack. Never. I never have and never will. Like I said, I was born in 1971. Yes, I was. And I never learned lack. I never did. My dad was a business owner. He'd been a mechanic most of his life. And I never learned that. Never. I'm not saying that I gave my daughter, niece and nephews, any and everything they wanted. That, no. But it's, I can't afford it when we ain't, now stop asking me. Nah. They never heard that. So we need to unlearn it. That's all I'm saying. I love children. So I get passionate, very passionate about children. Stanley says, keep it real. What does our wealth buy others than more expensive than white folks crap? You say not allowed to save the community with our money. We'll try though. Yeah, we could try. We should keep trying. Dorothy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So we're going to get out of here. Love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Zip Zoomies. He says, Sister Kay is the favorite auntie you want for the holidays and birthdays. Peer relation when she comes. You know what? That is actually true. My nieces and nephews, they love me dearly. They call me all the time with questions, comments, concerns, whether they, how does this outfit look, or, whatever it is. Yes, they love me and I love them.
But what Demetra's not telling you is, like Kamala, she pays for those interviews. She pays for that love. No,
I doubt it. Yes, I love the kids. I'm very passionate about it. And speaking of a Walmart story, before we get out of here, the other day I went to Walmart. Yes, I did. I went to Walmart. And there was a brother. I don't know if he was stealing or not. He appeared to be homeless. So we were walking in, and he was trying to walk out anyway. And they call him 99, right? The security. They were trying to stop him. It was a Mexican one and a Black guy. And the brother was like, I don't have nothing. Get off me. And they were trying to manhandle him. I said, what you gonna be? I said, you gonna beat him up over whatever it is you think he stole? I said, did you see him steal something? And they were looking at me. So I followed him out. I said, you can't do what you're trying to do to him, because he was trying to leave. And they kept on running up on him. I said, you gonna beat him up? I said, you cannot do that. I said, I used to work for Walmart, and I know you cannot do what you're trying to do. And then a people greeter, she was like, well, we think you think, or do you know? And they let him go. And they gave me the dirtiest look. I'm like, and what? See, I get passionate when it comes to people being done wrong. My daughter was like, oh my God, there she goes. I'm like, you're going to beat this man up?
Yeah, I had to post your bail that day.
Right, but I'm just saying, whatever could he have taken that y'all was gonna rough this man? And y'all, I know damn well y'all not getting paid that kind of money to be beating people up over what he had a backpack. So what could have been in there that he had stolen that y'all was gonna beat this man up, and I was gonna testify that you did it.
Demetra, let me ask you a question. What is it that you always say when it comes to accusations?
I say a lot of stuff, but what do I say?
It's not what you know.
It's what you can prove. But I'm like, I'm not going to beat this man. Not with me. I ain't going to rough this man up over what? Some drawers, some socks? Or what? I mean, what could they put in there? Nevertheless, they went on about their business or whatever. But I was like, no, not on my watch. So anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. And Miss S, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. We're going to get out of here. I'll see y'all on Tuesday. In the meantime, you guys have a great evening. Peace.